If you're a business owner and you're tired of trying to figure out how to fund your business and you want one simple framework that you can follow, this is the video for you. In this video, I'm going to break down my 3-step Omni growth strategy, and this is the same exact strategy that I use personally to be able to get over $500K in business funding. So let's go ahead and get right into the video. We're at my computer right now, and I'm not just some random dude on the internet talking about business funding. Okay, I've been doing this for a very long time, and I practice what I preach. As you see, I've been featured on a lot of different publications like Digital Journal, Market Watch. I've been on a lot of different podcasts with Cal Burton and 850 Club Credit, breaking down my 3-step Omni growth strategy. And so right here, this was me about 8 years ago, stuck, lost, and confused. Okay, I was just like you are probably watching this video, trying to figure out how to fund my business, looking at all the gurus, so to speak, breaking down all this stuff about net 30s and just all this stuff, credit builders, things that just were not working for me, at least, right? And I'm sure it's probably not working for you if you're watching this video. And so fast forward, I got a over 800 plus credit score, and that took a lot of work to get to that point. You guys see on the screen, high limit approvals, $80,000 business lines of credit, just everything that I'm sure you probably want watching this video. This is what I was able to achieve. And I don't show this stuff to brag, guys. I'm actually just showing you that, again, I really do this. I have my own business funding, and I want to break down exactly how I was able to get it. And it's not just me, okay? I'm not just some unicorn that was able to do this. We've been able to replicate this process across multiple different credit profiles, across multiple different businesses. As you see here, my man Fareed, this video is on our channel right now if you want to check it out. After this one, he was able to get over 160K in business funding, most of it coming from about only 2 to 3 banks. This is my man Gino. He was able to get over 200K in business funding. This is Sarah. She got about, looks like 60K in funding. My man Amari, he got over 70K in funding, 50K high limit approvals for businesses. It's not just me. This actually works for a lot of different people and a lot of different businesses. So the question you may be asking is, does your business qualify? And the answer is yes. We personally work with a lot of different businesses and a lot of different industries, and it's going to work for Airbnb, trucking, consulting, e-commerce, real estate, Turo, day traders, service-based businesses, event planning, like literally any business that you have. This strategy that we're going to break down in this video will work for you. So I want to break down what doesn't actually work anymore. A lot of times you may be just on the internet and you see do this, do that, do this, do that. I want to break down what's actually not working anymore. Okay, self-funding. This is a very common thing that business owners do, and it's really not smart, to be honest with you. You're co-mingling funds, and especially if you have an LLC or any type of corporation, you're removing the corporate veil, right? That's the whole reason we have a LLC, is to be able to protect ourselves personally and protect our personal assets. And so if you're co-mingling funds, what that means is paying stuff out of your business account, or just using your business account for personal things, that is removing the corporate veil, and you can make yourself open to lawsuits if for some reason your business were to get sued. So this is something that you definitely don't want to do. Plus, if you're using personal credit cards, draining your savings, getting 401ks, pulling from there, that's not what you want to do. You don't want to be using your personal funds to be able to fund your business. Okay. And so the second thing, you see this all over the internet to this day, net 30s and these credit builders and business builders. Okay. The net 30s things, people think, okay, well, let me build my business credit. I say that in quotations, build my business credit. And they go get all these net 30s. I'm sure you've seen them, the Home Depot cars, the Quills, the Grangers. All this stuff is, guys, is just vendor credit. That's what that is. You're building your vendor credit. This isn't real comparable business trade lines, which is what I'm going to go over here in this video shortly. But you getting net 30s is not going to help you, right? It's just not going to help you. That may show on paper that you have an 80 PEDX score, but if the things that we're going to talk about in this video is not aligned trust me, ladies and gentlemen, you're not going to get the funding that you're looking for. Okay, so it's very, very, very important that you make sure that this stuff is in place. Now, if you're enjoying this video so far, go ahead and smash that like button for me, subscribe to the channel, hit that bell for notifications so you will be notified every time I drop a new video. So next, we want to go ahead and get into step one, which is my predictable bank targeting system. All right, listen, long gone are the days where you can just walk into any bank, sit down with the banker and just apply for funding. These days, banks have complex underwriting criteria, and unfortunately, they won't tell you their process. So what we're looking at right now is what I like to call a optimized personal credit profile. Okay, now your credit profile does not need to look exactly like this, but you should try to model this as much as you possibly can if you're trying to maximize your business funding potential. Ladies and gentlemen, let me just tell you right now, okay? In most situations, okay, I'm not saying it's completely 100% impossible, but for most people, I'd say 95% of people watching this video, you're going to need to leverage your personal credit to get business funding. That is just the name of the game. There's businesses that, you know, we personally work with that are doing multiple $1 million a year, and guess what? They still have to PG2. It's just unfortunately how this stuff goes, guys. So you got to have your personal credit in order to be able to get your business funded. All right, and plus having personal credit is just a good, increases your quality of life anyway. So I don't know why people wouldn't want to have good personal credit. Makes your life better. So let's kind of get into this. So as we see here, the FICO score, this is very important. You want to make sure when you're checking your personal credit, you're looking at FICO scores. All right, we personally like to use Experian and or my FICO. Those are the two I usually recommend because they will give you your FICO score. If you have different credit cards and things like that, they will give you your FICO scores as well. But like the Credit Karmas, the Credit Sesames, Wallet Hubs, all those things, they don't give you a FICO score. They give you what's called a Vantage score. And the problem with that is most lenders to this day are still not pulling Vantage score. They pull FICO. All right. And in most cases, FICO 8. All right. So as you see here, total accounts, it says 74. Now you don't need 74 total accounts, but this is a very built out personal credit profile. Length of credit 10 years. Okay, average age of accounts is also very, very, very important. That is a sneaky important thing with business funding. Your average age of accounts basically means how many accounts have you opened recently, right, within a short amount of time. And so what people don't realize is it's very hard to get your personal credit profile optimized for business funding, but then at the same time rebuild your personal credit. A lot of times people come out of credit repair, they got our negative items removed, and their credit repair is just credit builder, or excuse me, their personal credit is just credit builders and AUs. You know, you may have a Fugazi 750 credit score, but there's no meat on it, right? There's no primary accounts. So at the end of the day, that's not going to really help you. You want to make sure that you have like real primary accounts. And like I tell people, the only way to be able to build your personal credit properly is to get new accounts, and you have to let those things age over time. That's why the average age of accounts is so important. Typically banks for business funding, they want to see at least 3 to 4 years minimum of the average age of accounts. Now, inquiries, this is very important also. A lot of people get this wrong. Total inquiries, that's not what this is. It's inquiries within the last 6 months typically. All right. So if you have 20 inquiries total in your credit profile, but you only have, one in the last 6 months, you're good. Revolving utilization, we preach under 10%. Utilization is very important. Can you get away with 12% or 13%? Yes. You want to be optimal under 10%. And also, ladies and gentlemen, absolutely no negative items. Okay. If you don't have any, just makes everything easier. Late payments, depending on how old they are, can you get away with those? Potentially. But in most situations, you want to have all your negative items removed. So what our system does is it takes your optimized credit profile and it matches it with multiple banks based on your unique industry. This is an AI system, ladies and gentlemen, that we've been able to build based on all these data points that we've gotten from these banks. And this allows you to remove all the guesswork from the equation and stops you from randomly applying to banks and hoping for the best. Again, guesswork. You want to remove the guesswork out of this entire process of funding, because as you guys, I'm sure you know, credit is super easy to mess up. It's extremely hard to fix. So you want to maximize your opportunities when you get the chance to do so. Step 2, bank verified structure framework. Now, remember how I said the banks won't tell you the process? Well, we have a way to beat it. I know I'm not the only person that hates to feel nervous, anxious, or unprepared walking into a bank, and you literally shouldn't have to. That's because you should know exactly what the banks want, what scores they want to see, and how your profile should be optimized before you even walk in. So what we're looking at right now is a complete business structure. Okay. Framework in your business is very, very important. I can't stress enough how important this stuff is. You need to make sure you have your docs for your business, your articles of organization, your EIN letters. Okay. The banks are going to ask for this stuff when you go to set up an account. If you have multiple managing members, if you have an LLC, you're going to need an operating agreement. The person with the PG needs to make sure that they have, whoever the PG is, they need to have the percentages right for the ownership. Business website. You do need one of those. Do you need to spend $3,000 for a website? No. You just need a simple landing page that shows what you do, how you do it, and where you do it. Very simple. Okay. Business phone number. You don't need a 1-800 number. You can get a simple phone number online for free in most cases. Very simple to do. Online optimized credit profile with 25% plus, or only optimized credit profile. So that's what I was alluding to earlier about the PG. They need to have over 25% ownership in the company, whoever's PG in the business. No red flag business names, right? The high risk industries, that's kind of what this ties into, like your NAT codes. You don't want to be in a high risk industry. You don't need to spell out what you do with your business. And then if you already have business funding, this is a very, very big one. Okay. If you have business funding, you need to make sure that utilization is low. We like to preach under 40% for the utilization, really under 30% if you want to be optimal. That's very important. A lot of times people think, okay, we got business funding, it's on the business side, we can run it up. Well, guess what? If you want to get more business funding, you can't have maxed out business credit cards. That's just not how the game goes. They're gonna, these banks, they pull business credit and personal credit. So you got to make sure your utilization is under 30% on the business side. It doesn't have to be as low as the personal side, but it still needs to be at a respectable mark. So using our database of banks and knowledge, we're able to properly tailor the framework of your business to match the underwriting criteria of the banks. This allows you to all but guarantee approvals because you are a direct match for the banks you are applying to using our structure framework process. Okay. And I want to mention, we do have a totally free community where you can hop in, get more information on the strategies, more business funding game. I'll put a link to it in the description. It's called our Omni Growth Inner Circle. A lot of game in there, and you should definitely join if you are trying to fund your business and you want a little bit more detailed information. So step 3 is build strategic banking relationships. This is very, very, very important. Why this is so important is because banks want to know you and your business, to build a connection. And this connection allows you to get access to more financial products and get higher approval limits. With our strategy, okay, we help you do just that and even connect you with some of our own vetted contacts if available to handle your applications with these institutions. Now, if you're doing this on your own, right, going into the branch is not enough. Okay. Typically the people at the branch, they're just, they may know, they may not know. It just depends. You want to make sure you're getting a step above that, trying to get like real business relationship people at the bank that you can connect with if you're trying to do this on your own. That is very important. You don't want to just be applying online, guys. The online stuff is typically just algorithm based, and it's you want to get with somebody that can have a little bit of pull. That's very important at the bank. So what I'm showing you guys right now is our pro growth funding plan. Okay. This is the same plan that we use for our people in our mentorship that work with us one-on-one. And I'm going to show you, if you're doing this on your own, how you can take each one of these steps and do it yourself if you want to. Okay. So the starting point is where you're at right now, limited to no funding. Step one is you enter into the Omni target system. Now, obviously, the Omni target system is our AI system that we personally use. But if you want to do this another way, if you're doing this on your own, again, hop in our free community. We have tools that can mimic what this does, okay, and give you access to, basically how to pinpoint banks in your area. Step two is obtain personal credit reports. You want to make sure you have everything dialed in for your credit reports, making sure you got all 3 bureaus and FICO scores, actual FICO 8 scores. And then another thing, you want to make sure you know what banks that you have in your strategy. You want to know like where they pull from, right? Very, very, very important. So you can build your game plan out correctly. It's very important. Step three is build business structure and framework. We went over that. That's very important. You want to make sure you have all your docs, make sure your NAT codes are not in a high risk industry. Make sure everything with the framework of your business. Again, if you have multiple managing members, making sure the operating agreement and stuff is in place. You want to make sure that stuff is good to go. And then step four is create the custom funding plan with the data points. And then step five, you connect with the bank contacts that you find at these banks. Okay. The ending point, 50K to 100K plus in business funding. And again, more examples, ladies and gentlemen, that this works. Okay, this is my man Carson. His video is actually on our channel right now. $50,000 on a term loan here, and then he got $35,000, on a business credit card. So this is just one bank, leveraging our systems, our strategy. He worked with us in our mentorship program, but leveraging our strategies and everything that we gave him and using our people, this is what he was able to do. Again, using this same 3-step strategy that we're going over in this video. This is my man Mitchell here, another person that worked with us one-on-one. He was able to get over $80,000 in business funding in literally about 2 to 3 weeks. So this stuff works very fast if, again, your personal credit profile is optimized correctly and you implement this 3-step strategy that we're teaching here. You will get business funding faster than you ever thought was possible. So you have 2 options right now. Option 1 is you can continue doing what you're doing right now, which is either not working or you're scared to mess up. I've been in both of those spots, whether you're trying to apply for stuff and it's just not going good, you get denied, or you got good credit and you're just sitting on the sidelines because you want to make sure you got everything ready to go so you don't mess up, right? I've been on both sides of the fence on that one. And you can even try to take the steps of this video and try to put it together on your own. That's totally fine. Or option 2 is you can work with someone who has gotten over 500K in business funding and helped over 300 businesses get funding, and have us personally implement all these steps for you and get you access to our own vetted contacts at multiple banks to get your business funded. So listen, if you already have a 700 plus credit score, you're tired of just scouring the internet looking for all type of game plans, and you want just one simple strategy that you can follow, go ahead, click the link in the pinned comment. It's going to take you to a page where you can fill out some quick details and book a time to speak with either me or one of my team members. And on this call, we're going to sit down with you, analyze your business, analyze your personal credit profile, see if it makes sense for us to work together in our one-on-one funding program. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Go ahead and smash that like button if you enjoyed today's content. Subscribe to the channel, hit that bell for notifications so you will be notified every time I drop a new video. I just dropped a video recently talking about PNC. It's an updated video from the previous one I did, showing you what they changed with the underwriting criteria and what you need to do right now to be able to get funding from that bank. So if you want to get more detailed banking instructions from one specific bank, go ahead and click that video on the screen right now, and we will see you in that one.